Have you ever looked at something so ordinary, so simple, that you never gave it a second thought? Like that little box of baking soda sitting quietly in the back of your fridge or tucked away in your kitchen cabinet. Now imagine this for a second. What if I told you that very same white powder, the one most people use to freshen up the freezer or bake a loaf of bread, might actually be one of the most overlooked tools for better blood circulation? And yes, even a more satisfying and comfortable intimate life after 60? I know. It sounds too good to be true, right? But let's pause for a moment. Have you noticed how your energy has changed in recent years? Maybe your hands or feet get cold more often. Maybe you feel a bit slower to move in the mornings, or you've started avoiding certain conversations, certain moments of closeness, because things just don't feel the same anymore. You're not alone. For many older adults, changes in circulation and intimacy feel like a silent chapter of aging that no one really warned us about. It creeps in, quietly. At first, you brush it off. You tell yourself, "I'm just tired. It's the weather. It's normal at my age." But deep down, a part of you wonders if there's more you could be doing. And here's the truth, there is. What if? What if the answer doesn't come in the form of another expensive supplement, or a complicated medical routine, or something that makes you feel embarrassed to talk about? What if the answer is already sitting in your kitchen? Today, I'm going to share with you 5 surprising ways to use baking soda, a humble, everyday ingredient, to help improve your circulation, support your energy, and yes, even revive a part of your intimate life that may have been pushed aside for too long. And I promise you, some of these ideas are so simple, you'll wonder why no one told you sooner. So don't go anywhere, because by the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how one of the world's most underrated natural remedies could bring you more vitality, more warmth in your limbs, and maybe even more connection with the person you love. Now, if you believe, like I do, that the wisdom of natural remedies still has a place in today's world, comment "I'm here" below. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button to join our family here at Elders Wisdom Institute, where we believe aging isn't about slowing down, it's about growing smarter, stronger, and more alive with every passing year. Let's dive in. Now, let's begin with the first way baking soda may help your body, not in some miracle cure kind of way, but in a grounded, biological, almost common sense sort of way. I want you to picture someone like Gerald. He's 68. Retired. Keeps himself busy with little walks in the evening, tending to his small garden, and helping his granddaughter with her school projects when she visits on weekends. But over the past few months, Gerald's noticed something. After just a short walk, something he used to enjoy, he'd come home unusually drained. His legs would ache a little, his breathing felt more shallow, and that easy sense of energy he once had? Gone. He chalked it up to aging, like many of us do. But one afternoon, while sitting on the porch with his neighbor, they got to talking about little things that help with energy. And that neighbor, an old Navy vet, mentioned something strange. "Try a bit of baking soda in your water," he said. "It's an old trick. Surprising what it does." Now Gerald wasn't sure about it, but he gave it a try. Just a 1/4 teaspoon in a glass of water, every few days. And within 2 weeks, something felt lighter. His walks didn't end in fatigue. His muscles didn't complain as much. He felt just a little more alive. So what's happening here? See, as we age, our bodies naturally become more acidic. Our diets, our stress levels, even common medications can throw off our internal balance. Baking soda, also known as sodium bicarbonate, is a natural alkalizer. That means it helps the body neutralize excess acid. And when the pH level in your body becomes more balanced, your blood can flow more efficiently. Better circulation doesn't just mean warm fingers and toes. It means your heart works less hard to pump blood, your muscles get more oxygen, and your entire system begins to operate with a little more ease. But here's the kicker: most people think of baking soda as something to toss into cookie dough or to clean the sink with. Few realize that it may actually help reduce metabolic stress, the kind of stress that wears us down from the inside out. Now, I want to be clear. This isn't about gulping down cups of baking soda or turning your kitchen into a science lab. It's about being gentle with your body. Starting small. A quarter teaspoon of baking soda in a full glass of water once every few days, not daily, and only if your doctor says it's safe for you. That little step might help your body feel a bit more balanced and your energy a little more reliable. Because sometimes, the solutions we're looking for don't come from outside. They come from right within our reach, quiet, simple, and powerful. But restoring your body's balance is only one part of the story. Let's talk about something deeper, something that touches nearly every adult over 60, yet often goes unspoken: inflammation. And how this same humble ingredient might help ease it, quietly, naturally, and without fuss. Number 2. Reducing inflammation that blocks circulation. You see, inflammation is one of those silent disruptors many people don't realize is slowly getting in the way of their health. It's not always the sharp pain or the swelling you see on the surface, it's something deeper, often unseen, quietly narrowing your blood vessels and making it harder for your heart to pump efficiently. Take Margaret, for example. She's 72 years old and loves tending to her garden. It's her daily joy. But lately, after spending just an hour pulling weeds or pruning, she noticed a stiffness settling into her joints. Her legs sometimes felt swollen, and she'd find herself rubbing her knees at night, hoping the ache would go away. It was frustrating, and honestly, she began to think this was just the normal part of aging. One day, during a conversation with a friend, Margaret mentioned how stiff and swollen her legs had been feeling. Her friend suggested something unusual: baking soda baths. It sounded too simple to be true, but Margaret decided to try it, soaking in a warm bath with half a cup of baking soda a few times a week. Within a month, Margaret noticed her joints feeling less tight. The swelling in her legs decreased. She felt lighter, more mobile, and even her mood improved. What was going on here? Baking soda, scientifically known as sodium bicarbonate, acts as a natural alkalizer. When you soak in it, it can help calm systemic inflammation throughout your body. Inflammation, especially chronic inflammation, tends to constrict your blood vessels, reducing blood flow. This means oxygen and nutrients don't reach your tissues as efficiently as they should. For many older adults, this reduced circulation can worsen joint stiffness, increase swelling, and even affect areas critical for intimacy and energy. Most people think inflammation just means pain or redness, something obvious and easy to spot. But that's only part of the story. Inside your body, inflammation can build quietly, blocking circulation and making everyday activities more tiring or uncomfortable. The beauty of baking soda baths is how gently they work. They encourage blood vessels to relax and open up, helping blood flow more freely. This simple routine, just 20 minutes in a warm, baking soda-infused bath a few times a week, can be a soothing way to ease inflammation naturally. It's important to remember this isn't about chasing a cure or masking symptoms with chemicals. It's about supporting your body's natural ability to heal and maintain balance. And while a bath is deeply relaxing and helpful, the real magic is in how baking soda helps your body's internal environment become less acidic and less inflamed, opening the doors for better circulation. Of course, bathing feels good on the surface. But what if you could support your circulation from within as well? By helping something your body produces naturally, something essential for keeping your blood vessels healthy and your energy up, called nitric oxide. That's the next part of the story, and it might just surprise you. Number 3. Supporting nitric oxide for blood vessel health. Now, let's talk about something you've probably heard about in passing, especially if you follow health trends or have an interest in fitness, but maybe never realize just how important it is as you get older: nitric oxide. James, a friend of mine, once told me he thought nitric oxide was only for athletes, something they use to boost performance during workouts or competitions. But here's the thing, nitric oxide is so much more than that. It's actually one of the most vital molecules your body produces to keep your heart strong, your brain sharp, and yes, even to maintain a healthy intimate life. James didn't understand it at first. At 65, he started noticing changes. Less stamina, less energy, and moments when he just didn't feel like himself in the bedroom. He assumed it was just age catching up. But when he learned about nitric oxide, he realized something important: it's not always about desire. Often, it's about circulation, about how well blood vessels can relax and widen to let blood flow where it needs to go. Here's the science behind it. Nitric oxide acts like a natural relaxer for your blood vessels. Think of it as a gentle signal that tells your vessels to open wider, letting blood flow more freely through your arms, legs, and yes, those more intimate parts of your body. This widening is crucial, not only for energy and endurance but for brain health, heart health, and maintaining a satisfying intimate connection with your partner. Now, baking soda might sound like an unlikely hero here, but it can play a role in supporting the body's ability to produce nitric oxide. By helping balance your body's pH and reducing acidity, baking soda creates a better environment for nitric oxide to thrive. In other words, it helps your blood vessels respond more efficiently, easing the pressure on your heart and improving overall circulation. Many people assume that changes in intimacy are simply part of getting older and something you just have to accept. But in many cases, poor intimacy is actually a circulation problem, not a lack of desire or feeling. Improving blood flow can help bring back not just physical performance but the confidence and joy that come with it. If you're wondering how to naturally support nitric oxide, here's something simple you can try. Light walking, a little movement every day, helps stimulate nitric oxide production. Eating leafy greens like spinach or kale, which are rich in nitrates, also gives your body the raw materials it needs. And with your doctor's okay, a small pinch of baking soda in water a few times a week might help gently boost this process from within. It's about supporting your body's natural rhythms, little by little, so you feel stronger, more energized, and more connected to life and those you love. But here's the thing, all the blood flow in the world won't make much difference if your body is fighting constant stress. That's where our next step comes in. Number 4. Managing cortisol with baking soda. Now, we've talked about circulation and nitric oxide, but there's another player quietly affecting your health and your intimacy that often gets overlooked. It's called cortisol, sometimes known as the stress hormone. Let me tell you about Lena. Lena is a retired school teacher, someone who spent decades shaping young minds with patience and care. But in recent years, she found herself battling chronic fatigue and higher blood pressure. She felt drained, anxious, and struggled to get a good night's sleep. When she visited her doctor, she was surprised to hear about cortisol. Her doctor explained that cortisol isn't just about feeling stressed emotionally, it's a hormone that floods your body during stress, keeping you alert and ready for action. But when cortisol stays elevated for too long, it can cause serious problems. It raises blood pressure, messes with your sleep, and can even suppress your immune system. And here's the kicker, high cortisol levels can also kill intimacy far faster than age ever will. Think about it, when you're constantly stressed, your body is in fight or flight mode. It's not exactly a state that encourages closeness, relaxation, or connection. Now, here's where baking soda enters the picture in a surprising way. Some research suggests that baking soda can help reduce the immune system's overreaction to stress. By balancing your body's pH and calming internal acidity, it may help manage those sudden spikes of cortisol that disrupt your sleep and spike your blood pressure. For Lena, this made a real difference. She started sipping a small amount of baking soda dissolved in water in the evenings, of course, only after checking with her doctor, and paired it with simple deep breathing exercises before bed. Slowly, she noticed her nights became more restful, her energy more consistent during the day, and her blood pressure more stable. Stress isn't just about what you feel emotionally. It's about what happens inside your body, deep down where it affects every system that keeps you going. And managing cortisol is key, not just for your heart and mind, but for that deeper connection with yourself and those you love. So, if you're feeling worn out or overwhelmed, try small changes like these. A little baking soda water in the evening, some deep breaths to calm your nervous system. It's not a cure-all, but it's a gentle way to support your body's own rhythms. And speaking of rhythms, rest and energy go hand in hand. That brings us to another important piece, your mitochondria, the tiny powerhouses inside every cell that give you the energy to enjoy life fully. Let's dive into how baking soda might help those little engines inside you keep running strong. Number 5. Energy and endurance boost for vitality. Let me introduce you to Henry. Henry is 68, a retired mechanic who loved taking his dog for long walks around the neighborhood. But lately, even climbing the stairs to his own bedroom left him breathless. He'd find himself sitting down every few minutes, catching his breath, feeling frustrated and worried. Maybe this is just what happens when you get older, Henry thought. But Henry didn't want to accept that as the whole story. After learning about some of the ways baking soda could support circulation, energy, and recovery, he decided to give it a try, along with some gentle daily exercise. Over 6 weeks, something amazing happened. He found himself walking longer without needing to stop. The walks with his dog stretched from just a few minutes to nearly half an hour. His legs felt stronger. His energy lasted throughout the day. What changed? The answer lies in how baking soda interacts with your body during exertion. When you use your muscles, whether it's walking, climbing stairs, or even being active in the bedroom, your muscles produce something called lactic acid. That buildup is what makes you feel that burning sensation and fatigue. It's your body's way of saying, "Hey, I'm tired, slow down." Baking soda acts as a natural buffer against lactic acid. It helps neutralize that acid before it piles up too much, allowing your muscles to work longer and feel less tired. This buffering effect means your heart and muscles can keep going, supporting endurance and vitality, not just for daily activities but for intimacy too. A common misconception many have is thinking, "I'm just old, feeling tired is normal." But what if you're not just tired because of age? What if your body is simply running inefficiently, and with the right support, you could feel much better? Here's a practical tip you can try. Before a gentle walk or light exercise session, add about a quarter teaspoon of baking soda to a glass of water. Drink it about 15 to 20 minutes before you start, no more than 3 times a week, and always check with your doctor if you have any health conditions. Keep a little journal or mental note of how your energy levels change over time. You might just notice that slow, creeping fatigue starting to lift. And that's not just about physical strength. It's about reclaiming a part of your life that many give up on too soon. Now, with all these pieces coming together, the reduced inflammation, better nitric oxide production, balanced cortisol, and improved energy, what does this really mean for you? Or for someone you love who's over 60? Let's bring it all together in the next section and see how these small changes can add up to a bigger difference than you might expect. You know, watching your body slow down. The way your stamina isn't quite what it used to be, or how the closeness you once shared with a partner feels more distant, well, that can hit hard. It's more than just physical changes. It can feel like a loss, a shrinking of the life you've built and cherished. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to stay that way. You're not broken. Not by a long shot. What you're experiencing, it's more like being overdue for a tune-up. Like a classic car that's been well loved but needs a little care to get back on the road strong again. And what's really remarkable is that some of the tools to help you might already be sitting in your kitchen cupboard. Baking soda, it might sound simple, even too good to be true, but it's been quietly helping people like Margaret, James, Lena, and Henry rediscover a bit of their spark. If any of what we talked about today resonates with you, if you feel even a little flicker of hope, why not give one of these baking soda ideas a try? Of course, always check with your doctor first. That little step could be the beginning of a new chapter, one where you feel more energized, connected, and confident. Remember, you're not alone in this. There's incredible wisdom in your years, and power in the small steps you choose to take today. You don't have to accept feeling less than your best as the only option. You have choices, and you have the strength to make them happen. So take heart. Take action. And know that every day you care for yourself is a day you're honoring the life you've lived, and the life still waiting to be lived fully. Alright, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to pull everything together. To recap, baking soda may be more powerful than you realized. It can help improve circulation by easing inflammation that slows blood flow. It supports your body's production of nitric oxide, which keeps your blood vessels flexible and healthy, essential not just for your heart but for intimacy too. It can help manage stress by calming cortisol spikes, allowing your body and mind to rest better. And finally, it buffers lactic acid buildup, boosting your energy and endurance so you can move through your days with more vitality. Each of these benefits plays a part in supporting a fuller, more vibrant life, especially after 60 when every bit of care counts. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these surprising benefits stood out the most? Have you ever tried baking soda for your health or maybe heard stories about it? Drop your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I really want to hear your story. Sharing your journey could inspire someone else watching who's wondering if natural remedies like these are worth a try. If you found this video helpful or eye-opening, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing to Elders Wisdom Institute. Our community is all about uncovering age-old wisdom and exploring new ways to thrive in the years ahead. We're here walking alongside you, discovering tools that respect your experience and empower your well-being. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Stay wise, stay curious, and remember, your best years might just be getting started. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.